you know, I was sitting there, right, minding my own black business, doing nothing as usual for a college student, you know, neglecting my work, of course, because I always have work. But I was like, while I was doing nothing, I was like, you know what? Let me be productive. So I decided to go on Twitch because that's something I don't do. And so your brain, when you're trying to be productive, your brain's idea of being productive is simply just to do something you don't usually do. So like if you don't really clean your room, when you say, you know what, let me finally do something, you decide all of a sudden to just clean your room for some reason, even though you haven't cleaned it in like the past 5 weeks. You just randomly decide to do it. I don't know. I'm going on a tangent, but I decided to watch Twitch, and I was like, what should I watch on Twitch? I don't usually watch Twitch, so like, I don't know what people really watch on there, but I just went to like the recommended, and the recommended stream was of course Kai Cenat, because he was doing the whole 7 days in prison thing. It was the last day too, like the last, not the last day, but like, well, it was no, it was like within the 24 hours. It was like basically like right, like I started watching like around 3 4 hours before yeah, like yeah, it was like after 24 hours, I'm pretty sure, because I remember the timer. But I was watching the stream, and as I'm sitting there for like um 5 10 minutes, I immediately get bored. Like it just immediately loses my interest. I'm like sitting there, and it like nothing's going on, bro. Like he's just basically walking around the prison. Maybe someone comes up and talks to him for like a couple of seconds, gets in some random joke, or he says something to Ray, and that's pretty much the whole stream. That's like it. I'm like, how can people sit here and watch this, bruh? Like I'm looking at the chat, they're just going crazy, spamming all this stuff. He's got like 80, 90,000 people watching live, and I'm like, bro, what is even happening? Why are people watching this? And then I was like, you know what? Let me stop, bruh. I sound like a hater right now. And the only thing I dislike more than doing work is looking like a hater. So I'm like, you know what? Let me sit down and watch this stream and see what happens. So I sat down and I started watching. And I learned a lot of things during the stream. Yeah. First off, I did not know Twitch had that many ads, bro. Like, I did not know. Like, I got like 4 or 5 like consecutive 1 minute ads. Like, what? Like, you just a whole portion of the stream just missed, and it's so funny too, cause it's like it has to be that like the people get to decide when like to run the ads, because like my God, man, like there's no way right when something is about to happen, they just boom go to cut the ad, cut 9 ads, boom, just watch that, and then 5 minutes later you get another 5 ads, and they're like, oh hey, it's better this time because at least now you get to see the stream, even though you can't hear anything. That's great. That's perfect. Perfect. Because I need to watch this ad about this character coming to Valorant for like the 15th time, of course. But anyway, um, another tangent. But yeah, I'm sitting there and watching, and then like Agent and Chris come, and then a couple minutes later, Duke shows up, and then like maybe a little bit further past that, Z shows up, And then when Zia shows up, he leaves because he gets injured, and then he returns with RDC. And like this all happens in the span of like 30 minutes, all of this. And like as it's happening, I'm like, what is going on? Like it's just, it went from like 0 to like 100 in like the span of like 30 minutes. Like what just happened? And so it kind of becomes like a gigantic party. And I think I understand why people watch streams now. I don't think they watch streams necessarily because you have to be interesting all the time. I think they watch streams because there's a community. Because I noticed that a lot of people in the chat were like talking to each other, like having conversations as the chat was going on, which is crazy that you can be having a conversation in this mess of spamming all these things. How do people do it? I have no clue, but I'm telling you, they were like adding each other and like having whole conversations while there's like 80 million, there's just a wall of W's and emojis or emotes just like covering the screen, and then you'll see like an at somebody, what are you doing later on today or something. It's like so funny, but like, you know, I'm like, wow, I think I get it, you know. And especially when they started playing like the games, like the people in the chat started referring to each other or like referring to like the people they saw on stream like by nicknames and stuff, and you know, bringing up specific things. And I think I got it. It's like, it's sort of like, cause what I got a lot was like it's sort of like watching, you know, watching like people just hang out. And I guess for a lot of people it kind of fills that void in of not really having people to hang out with. You know, you kind of just, you can just do this instead. It's just, you kind of get to hang out with somebody else. And I guess that's why a lot of people like streams. And I realized that like making content, 'cause I've been making videos since like December of last year. I basically just started because like I just want to have fun. But like I do notice, you know, like as I'm making videos, like I notice things that like I kind of like, and I want to, you know, of course, make the content that's the most appealing to people. And I just noticed that like I think the people who are the most successful on like in like YouTube and content creation in general are like the people who are able to make it feel sort of like watching a family, or not really a family, but like a group of friends. And I think this is just why Kai is so successful, is because he never really has to be the center. Like, I mean, seriously, bro. Like, I've seen the clips, and like, I've never seen a clip of Kai Cenat. Like, I've seen videos, of course, of him. Like, I've watched the videos on YouTube that get recommended to me sometimes, and I've never really seen this guy on his own be funny. But what I have seen is that the videos and clips that go the most viral and get the most attention are the ones where he like has some kind of special guest, or like him and another member of AMP is like there, and they're just, you know, relaxing and chilling. And I think that's just it. People just really want somebody to just hang out with sometimes, and that's what streamers and YouTubers just kind of are for them. I guess that's why the parasocial relationships form. You know, yeah, it's kind of sad, but like at the end of the day, it's like if you're helping somebody, is it really such a bad thing? You know, like is it really so bad if somebody's being helped? I guess not, cause like you could say, hey, this drug addict, you know, he's addicted to drugs, but and that's bad because he's killing himself, but when he's not on the drugs, he gets withdrawals and he's so miserable looking. Maybe it's okay to give him the drugs if it stops him from looking so much like he's in so much more pain, even though he's actually in way worse, like he's actually in much more danger if he keeps doing them than if he suffers withdrawals, which will eventually end. You know, it's kind of like that, but I don't know. I don't know, man. The internet is weird, you know. It really is. I don't even know how I'm making this video, bruh. Like, I don't even know. I should be making, like, Super Mario Wonder. I even have, like, the file, like, right here. Like, I have the whole thing recorded. Like, I recorded the entirety, like, every episode, like, when the game first released. Like, I recorded, like, everything. Like, when the game first released, I've, like, every time I go down and sit down and, like, actually do it, I'm like, man, what am I doing, bruh? I need to go do something else. And so I just don't. So, like, sorry. I don't know. Maybe I'll, like, actually do it one day. Or maybe I won't. And I'll just continue to, like, ignore everything. And just put it all off. Because I just get procrastinated. Or get... You know, it's like when... It's like when, you know, you have something to do. You kind of just find something else to do instead. And then you go to do that thing. And then you're like, man, I'm supposed to be doing this thing. So you go back to do it, and then you're like, nah, but I should really focus on this. And I guess it's like the issue with like multitasking is that when you multitask, you end up getting way less work done. And I think I bet you to like a lot of people who like will see this video, if anybody does, they're like, well, duh, like everything I'm saying is just like obviously that happens, but you know. These are just my thoughts. The random, incoherent thoughts of a person avoiding doing work, you know? I guess I'll just go back to oh my god, I can't speak. I don't know, bruh. I guess I'll just go back to thinking.